Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about, as you guys see by the title, I'm actually converting the front end of the car to the F82 front end. And before you guys think of anything, before you guys say it, why don't you just buy an M4? Well, I mean, I've already had an M3, an F80 M3, and even though I could have kept that car, and a lot of you guys, some of you guys have said that you guys missed the car, or I've constantly gotten messages throughout my ownership of this car asking me if there was a certain reason why I switched over to a B58 instead of the S55. Also, if I missed the M3 over owning this car. So, sorry, I just ate. So to let you guys know what's going on, the number one reason why I'm doing this is because I honestly want to build something that's a little bit more unique. So all my previous builds that I've done when it comes to BMW projects have been the very basic bolt-on stuff. And to me, once I did the same stuff to this car, it kind of felt, we have a special guest, Melly. She understands why I'm doing this with her green paws. If you guys can see it, she's been walking on the white grass. But anyways, things started feeling a little bit repetitive with the projects. You just ate, huh?
You finished your food.
Oh, you were hungry. I'm gonna put you down before you throw up. So yeah, with the F30, I ended up doing the same basic bolt-ons, front lip, side skirts, rear bumper, bolt-ons in the engine bay. Then when it came to the F80, I ended up doing the same thing. Now with the F30, I actually experimented a little bit with the M3 fenders, or M3 style fenders, and the M2 style front bumper. So those are the things that I changed on the car. And then after a bit, I decided to get into an F80 M3 just because I wanted to experience owning an M car. Owning an M car was always, it became a goal once I first got into BMWs. And the opportunity came, I got into it, did the usual bolt-ons, front lip, side skirts, you know, the whole thing that you guys saw in the videos. And then I ended up getting the car wrap to one of my favorite colors, which is Laguna Seca Blue. So after that, I realized that when I went to, these bugs, when I went to events, even though I felt like my car looked really good for what it had, there was still room to add more stuff. But at this point, I felt like I didn't really feel that my car was that special, if it makes any sense. Like anything that would make it stand out from all the other plenty of BMWs that were at the events, whether it be Cars and Coffee, BMW shows, you know, or even any regular import car shows. The car just felt like it was pretty much stock with just a few little, you know, bolt-ons, which you guys call the OEM plus look. And in order for me to kind of feel like the car was actually worth like getting attention, I really had to go in heavy and do something crazy, like spend a crazy amount of money on the engine bay, maybe swap out the seats to something even more expensive, get some baller ass wheels. It's just, it was a large chunk of money to invest into that car, which, just being honest, I don't have to be dumping into a car like that. Like, I felt like in order for me to get the M3 to stand out, I would have to drop like 3K on, no, not even 3K, like 5K on some wheels, 5K on some bucket seats, 5-6K easy on the engine bay to get the stuff that I wanted for the car to stand out. And even then, I don't know if that was gonna satisfy me. So I was really actually trying to get I was really trying to get an F30 because I had some ideas to do some custom mods too. And then the thoughts of me already having two F30s, two F80s, I mean one, damn, I wish I had two F80s, one F80. It just didn't really make sense to get the same body style, same chassis again. Even though the F32 is very similar, It's still a coupe, so it's something different. And at the point I was wanting to do some different things with the F32, but then I was like, I got this crazy idea of what if I do the F82 front end and then I do custom rear arches to resemble the E92 M3. And I've always felt that the F82s would look a lot better if they had the arches that the E92s and the E46 M3s had. And that's kind of where I'm going with this. So long term, I would like to do custom metal arches in the back. Obviously nothing too crazy. It's going to be about 2 inches wider than what it is. 2.5 inches, I believe that they are. At the most 3 inches. So 3 inches is quite a bit of difference that it will allow me to run a bigger tire. So I'm thinking about doing metal arches in the back. I still have to take some measurements, see what's going to work. And I'll fill you guys in once that kind of goes in further into the process of this project. So I really want to make something unique. I love the way the B58 sounds. Obviously you guys can agree. Not that I hate the S55, but a lot of people just don't like the way that those cars sound. And you have to tweak you have to have the right setup to make those cars work. With the N55s and B58s, you can pretty much throw anything onto that car and it'll sound good, almost anything. So I get to keep the sound of the B58 while having the looks of the M4 up front. I mean, the headlights are already the same thing, so it's really not going to change that drastically. It's just going to give me clearance to run more aggressive wheel specs in the front. Also the rear, right now I don't really have that much issue with traction, only at the lower gears, but that's, you know, that's common with these cars. But it'll allow me to run a wider tire. Like I could, at that point I could run a 305 like I wanted to in the M3 at some point, but I never got there. So I could run a 295 or a 305 with, you know, more aggressive wheels. Either I run wheels with a lip or concave. So the options open up more. And then at the same time, I can make pretty decent power for not a lot of money. Right now it's a tune and catalyst downpipe, which is all you can really do with the B58s unless you start mixing fuel or upgrading the turbo. So I do want to upgrade the turbo in this car at some point. I would love to do a dog race just because of the looks of it, but ideally I really don't need to go that route. I have the GTS style hood coming in. Big shout out to Souvenir for being a partner in this project. So I have the F80 bumper, which is the European spec. So the side markers, the reflectors, are not going to be there. So that's kind of the thing with the European specs. You don't get those reflectors on the side bumpers. So it'll look cleaner. And then in the future, I do want to run the Laptor style front lip. I've always been a fan of that lip. I couldn't decide what fenders I wanted to run. There's two styles and I will post them in the picture. One, which is the OEM fender, and two, it's the, I can't remember. I'll put the name on the screen, but here we have it. So those are the fenders that I'm going to be running. They're vented, they're aggressive, and it's because I came across this F82 a while back that I really liked, and which is kind of what led me to getting an F32. So I will put that car in here, which that's where the inspiration is going to be coming from. That's where I realized that the E92 GTS wing would look good on the car. So that's what I want to do eventually. I made a poll on Instagram. A lot of you guys said that I should do it on the E92. At first I wanted to do it on the E46 because there's a team up in, I would say, Germany. Damn, my mind is blank. Schumer? No, I forgot. I'll put it in the screen too. So there's a team that has all kinds of cars, and I saw this on the A46 M3, the GTS style wing, and I thought it looked sick. So I wanted to do it on the E46, but then when I saw the F32, well, on the F82, I figured, I was like, I think I want to do it on the F32. And a lot of you guys agree that I should do it on this car instead. So that's why the fenders are gonna work out. It's aggressive. The wing is gonna be on the aggressive side. The goal is to get it done by the key show. Right now it's looking like I'm gonna be pushing it once again, and I honestly don't know if everything's gonna get here. I'm crossing my fingers that everything gets here this week, so you guys are watching this video on a Sunday. I've had issues with one company where it just took like 2 weeks for me to get my stuff 2 weeks longer than it should have. So I'm hoping that that doesn't happen again, because it's the same shipping company that my fenders are coming through. So once I get those, I'm gonna be able to put the front end together, and then yeah, we're gonna see how it looks. That's pretty much all I'm gonna be able to do before the key show. And then when we come back, I'm gonna look into getting the work done on the rear quarter panels. And I know a lot of you guys are not gonna like it that I'm cutting the car, for the purist enthusiasts that love to see the OEM Plus. But I'm really trying to get out of my comfort zone and do something a little bit more crazy. You guys saw with the E46, I'm doing the M3 front end, even though that's not too crazy. You know, I went ahead and had the quarter panels cut, and then I should have that car back soon, because I just dropped off the over fenders to get fitted. I just kind of was waiting on a couple things. I kind of gave the guy some time at the shop, and then also with my life schedule and everything else, you know, it's just kind of one of those things where I pushed it off, and I was in a rush to get that car out and going, because I was trying to decide what I wanted to do with this car. So I had different plans. I had plans of doing a custom hood, running the CS style front lip on this car, and calling it a day with the exterior. But I want to do something a little bit more crazy, something out of the box. I love the color of this car. It turns so many heads. Like, you know, just the color of the car, the styling of it just gets more attention than I feel like it gets more attention than I did in the M3, which is crazy, right? So I think once everything is kind of on there, you guys will see the picture. And at this point, it's about creating something more unique than the usual bolt-ons that you can do to a car, and just to make it stand out from the crowd. I feel like this car is a perfect candidate. It's a manual, it's a B58. It's Snapper Rocks Blue, which only came in 1 year in 2018 models, and it's not very common. So having the car looks good already, but having the wider front end, the more aggressive front end, and then doing wider arches in the back that resemble the E92, I mean, I just think it's gonna look really good once it's all done. I know some of you guys might not see the picture, but trust me, this is something that I want to really stick through. Unlike the F30, where I didn't do the wide body, but there are several reasons why I didn't do that kit. So I hope that explains it. I know it's a lot for you guys to listen to. It's at 18 minutes right now, so I'm gonna try to cut this video as much as possible, but I just felt like I should give you guys the full-on explanation on why I'm doing this. And if you guys don't support it, that's okay. If you guys support it, that's fine. Please give this video a thumbs up. The more you guys, I know a lot of you guys just kind of watch the videos and don't comment, but trust me, if you guys really want to see this happen, which I mean, it's gonna happen, at least the front end. So I have those parts coming in, and then I mean, I think the fenders were the perfect choice just to get that aggressive look, and also they don't look a lot like the M fenders, so it'll at least kind of break apart from that M look that I'm trying to not replicate, but replicate at the same time. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think of the fenders. Or the whole overall setup. Obviously, I've got a front lip coming in too, which is something kind of low-key that I just want to try something different than my normally aggressive lips that I get. But I do have another lip that I might want to look into, but that's a different story. So that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, let me know what you guys think of this project. Are you down with it? Please let me know in the comments down below. Once again, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.